Okay, so we're just going to do multiplication first for fractions. So with fractions, so what you want to start out is like by twos. So if you know 2 times 2 equals 4, you could just be like, okay, 2 times 2 equals 4, so 2 times 3 would be 2 times 3 equals 6. I have to do this on my computer. It's kind of, okay, so by twos, right? So 8. 8 is a very popular one. So 8 times 2 is 16, but 8 times 4 equals 32. So if you know 8 times 4, and then you do 8 times 6, oops, 8 times 6 equals 48. So you learn your twos, right? So then you're like 8 times 4 is, if you see 8 times 3, you know 8 times 4 is 32. So 32 minus 8, just quick, 24. And then let's say you do 8 times 5, you're like, okay, 8 times 4 is 32 plus 8 is 40. So just do the twos first. Like this, just to do it quick. Like you can do all of them easily, but like to learn multiplication, do like 2 times 2 equals 4. It's just addition. Like you have your number, and then times how many times you have to add that number to itself. Then 2 times 4 equals 8, because 2, 4, 6, 8. Then let's say this is a higher number. All right, 2 times 3 equals, like you know that 2 times 4 is 8, so minus 2 is 6. So it's just like an easy way to do the numbers. And then like 9 times 2 equals 18. So the way to do the nines, the easiest way, is like, so it's a 2, so you're going to put it down one number, and then this number counts. So 9 times 3, the first number is going to be down 1, so it's a 2, and that was an 8, so it's a 7. 9 times 4, down one number, then from the 4, and that was a 7, so this is a 6. You can do the math on it, like that's just how it works. 9 times 5 equals, all right, that's a 5, so this is a 4, and this is a 5, because that was, I don't even have to do the math on it, it just, easy way to do nines. 9 times 6 equals a 5, and then that was a 5, so this is a 4. Or another way to do nines is each number times 10. So 6 times 10 equals 60. Each number times 10 is a number then a 0. So like 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 40, 50. 6 times 10 is 60. So 6 times, this isn't the same thing as the 2's. So you know 6 times 10 is 60, minus 6 is 54. So like, that's another way to do, there's lots of like tricks. I don't know how to erase on this. But there's lots of tricks to do multiplication. Multiplication is very easy, but it's very useful it's very useful to be good at it for fractions, because if you have like a fraction, uh, whoops, 4, oh my god, why is it so thin? Um, 4 over 16, you want to, and then you have like plus 6 over 12, right? This is not a very good example, I feel like, but you want to get them to their lowest forms, but you want to have the same denominator, I think. Like, let's do 6 over 12. So let's see, what number do you know that can go into those? 6 times 1 is 6, so 1, and 6 can also go into 12 2 times, 2. I feel like this is terrible. I'm going to have to restart this later, or do another one on fractions, but multiplication is easy. Let's just do this and get back to multiplication. So, since you know your multiplications, you're going to learn your multiplications first. You know that 4 can go into 16. And 4 goes into 4 one time, and it goes into 16, 4, 8, 12, 16, 4 times, right? And you're like, okay, what number, how could I get these to have the same denominator? How do I make 2 to, how many times can 2 go into 4? It goes, or how do you get 2, fuck, I'm bad at explaining this. I just know that it's, that you would change this number 2 to get to 4. It's twice. 2 times 2 is 4. So you change it to 4. Since you did it twice, that number 1 times 2 is 2. So it's 2 fourths plus 1 fourth equals 3 fourths. So 4 sixteenths plus 6 twelfths equals 3 fourths. Like, if you add those two together, that's, I feel like I got ahead of myself and kind of went into fractions. I'm also doing this on a computer. I wasn't really. But yeah, so do all your 2's. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 times 6 equals 12. So like do that all the way up to 12, like by 2's. So, and memorize those so that whenever you can, and even with higher numbers, like you should know 2 times 5, right? So you know that's 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 5 would be 10, but you could do it with bigger numbers too. So like 8 is a very good popular number because 64, 32, it goes into all those numbers. It goes into 72. 8 times 2, 16, and then like 8 times 4, and then 8. Let's do 8 times 8 equals 64. And you just want to know 8 times 7. You just minus 7 from that. So 8 times 7. So like you don't have to go 8, 6. Like you don't have to count it out. Like you could just go straight from 8 times 8 and go minus 7. So 6. And go 50. 6. An easy way to do that is 64 minus 4 is 60. And then you have 8. You have 4 more to go, so it's 60 minus 4. I don't know. Instead of having to count it out, subtract it. It's just, there's different ways to do, like, I don't know where you're at. And I need like a fraction problem. Then I'll help you work it out. Or you can have like 12 over 4 minus 1 over 8. So what you would do here is you want to turn it into a whole number, I guess. Not a whole number. We're just going to simplify it. So 4, 8, 12. Actually, this is just a whole number. Yeah. 3 minus 1/8 equals. Actually, you would do. I picked a horrible number for this. Okay. So how many times does 4 go into 8? Twice. So you would do 24 over 8 minus 1/8, which would be 23 over 8. See how I got that? So 4 goes into 8 twice. So you had to double this, so you double this number. right? But then 4, that's also 3, because 4, 8, 12. Fuck, I'm so bad at explaining this. I have to do this better. I have to remake this. I'm gonna post this or whatever, but I'm gonna remake this on paper. Um, but you figured this out. This right here, this number, is this number, 24 over 8. So 24 over 8 minus 1/8. These cancel out, so they stay 8. And then this is 24 minus 1, which is 23. And then you want to solve that. So 8, 16, 24 goes into 3. But you can only do it twice. So 8 to 16. And then 16 is still over 8. You have 16, or 23 minus 16. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is 7. So it's 2 and 7/8. There's a lot easier way to do it, just if you know it. But that's how you would solve it if they're different denominators and different numbers. I'll do a better video on paper, but do all your multiplications times 2 just to start. Just do it over and over and over just till you memorize it. You don't even need to know how to solve it. Just memorize it. So I know 5 times 5 is 25, and then 2 more is 10, so it would be 35. So 5 times 5 is 25. That's another, you just know other ones, and you can solve it. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then times 6 is 30, times 7 is 35. Easy. If you know other things, you can easily do the more abstract ones. Learn the basics, 8 times 2, 8 times 8 times 8. So that's equal sign. 8 times 8, 64. And then it'll be oh, what's 8 times 9? Okay, 64 plus, or you can do 8 times 10. And 8 times 10 is the number and a 0, so 80. So 8 times 9 is oh, I know 8 times 10 is 80, so minus 8, 72. Once you know all your numbers, it'll be easier. I don't know what type of fractions you're doing, but it'll be easier to convert them because you can't do different denominators. So that's a 12, and that's a 16. You have to give them common denominators. So the easiest way to do that is to simplify them first. So I know 8 goes into 16, so that's 1/2 plus. I know 4 goes into 12, so 4 goes into 4 once, goes into 12 3 times. They're different numbers. So what number do these two numbers multiply to that are the same? It's 6. You'll learn that. Trust me, you'll do it. So 2, how many times does it take 2 to get to 6? 3 times. So you do 6, and it took you 3 times. 1 times 3. And plus, it took 2 or 3 2 times. So you have 6, 2. These are the exact same number. 3 6 is the same as 8 16. 4 12ths is 2 6ths. Now you can add it. So you have your 6 as your bottom number, and then you have 3 plus 2, 5. So 8 16ths plus 4 12ths is 5 6. Well, just tell me exactly what you need to know, and I'll exactly explain that. This is kind of just crazy nonsense.